Good morning, witches. Welcome back to Witches the Moon. I am your Monday host, Natalie, and as you can tell, today is Organized Chaos Day. I have five of my seven dogs in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of my 7 dogs in here with me today, so things might get a little crazy. My husband's been very, very, very sick, and so I'm trying to just get this video done with minimal interruptions, but you may hear some barking and or whining in the background. I apologize. Okay, this week we are talking about Mojo bags and witch balls. So this is kind of a going back to basics type video. A witch ball is probably one of the easiest things that you can make. They're usually made for protective purposes. You hang them in your windows of your house or by a door to help repel out negative energies, but they can actually be used for a lot of different purposes. Now, a lot of people think, oh my God, how do you make a witch ball? Or what is a witch ball? So if you go to Hobby Lobby, and I know a lot of you don't like Hobby Lobby, but I'm sure you can also find them on Amazon or possibly even at Michael's. Although I think Hobby Lobby carries these year round, and I think Michael's only has them during Christmas time. I may be wrong on that. But if you go to some of your local craft stores, Joann's may also have them. I've never seen them at Joann's, but I've also not looked for them at Joann's. Typically when I go there, I'm buying fabric. So you just get yourself some empty Christmas ornament balls. Now, I prefer glass just because it's an element. Of course, it's liquid. Yes, glass is a liquid, folks. Those of you that don't know that for science. But I like the fact that, to me, plastic is just artificial, if that makes sense, whereas glass is a more natural material. So I like to get the glass ones. What you do is you just carefully take out the top, and then you can fill your witch ball with whatever things you would like. Now, I like to put these on the outside once I've finished, sometimes because they won't really fit in there well. You can get small ones like this. I have a little bit larger pentacle discs that have a string on them. But what you do is you just put in your herbs, you put in crystals, whatever you want to put in there for whatever the intention is. So what I like to do, for example, for protection, I have rosemary. This comes from my rosemary plant out in the garden. And I will add the rosemary, and then I will enchant the ball with the intention for that herb. So, for example, if I had dragon's blood, which I had some dragon's blood, I feel out of place, guys, because I had some of my things here. I had some of my things in my office. My husband told me I needed to take all my witchy shit out of the house into my office where it effing belonged. So that's exactly what I did. And so now I'm kind of displaced because I don't have many objects here left that I can do these videos with. So my intention was to do this video at my office, and that did not work out. So once I put the herb in there, like rosemary for protection, I will speak to it. And I'll push that intention into the ball. Now, you can add things like small crystals. Whoops, where'd you go? This one here, this is a quartz that's got some green to it. You can put that in there. You can actually, I like to get really creative with them, and what I'll do is I will put glitter in here to reflect back anything, or I will choose glitter of a specific color that I want to draw a specific energy. So like if I want a high spiritual vibration in the area, I'll put purple glitter in there. And what I'll do is before I add anything to the ball, I will actually put glue in here, and I'll run the glue like this. And I'll tip the glue up and down, and then I'll add the herbs so that they stick to the side of the bottom. Now, once you have everything you want in there, you would just put this little cap back in there. You squeeze the little metal pieces back together, and then they expand inside the ball, and there's your ball. So then you could put a string on here. You could tie something around it and put a little pentacle disc on it, and that would be a witch's ball. That's how simple it is. I like to put no more than 4 or 5 ingredients in my witch's balls. So the key to a witch ball, and the same thing with a Mojo bag. A Mojo bag is very, very similar, except that a Mojo bag usually serves a specific purpose. Now, the difference with a Mojo bag versus a witch ball is that Mojo bags actually become living beings. It's almost like a servitor. So you have to feed the Mojo bag. Usually alcohol is a good, pardon me, honey, sweetheart. Yes, I love you too. Good job for you. Okay, now get down. Sorry. No, you cannot have my coffee. Touch my coffee and we're gonna have a problem. Um, okay. This is my winterfront cup. Oh look, another glorious morning. My daughter got that for me. So, in any case, a mojo bag becomes kind of a living creature. It's like a servitor. Usually, a mojo bag is a spell that you want to continue for a long time. Now, a witch ball is meant to work as long as it hangs, as long as it's present, as long as it's there. You can deconstruct a witch's ball, and when I deconstruct a witch's ball, I will just take all of the items out. If they're herbal or something that won't hurt the environment, I'll return them to the earth, like resins and things like that. You can put frankincense, dragon's blood, myrrh, copal, any of those things. Usually, like I said, usually these are for protection, but they can be used to serve other things. Think of it as like a spell in a ball. Well, a mojo bag is like a spell in a bag, but the difference is once you enchant this, it becomes a living thing. Usually it's done for a specific person or purpose. So, for example, I know someone that made a mojo bag for their son because their son was in a bad relationship and she was trying to open his eyes to that relationship. So she put things into that bag that were eye openers, like eye bright and things like that. It's the same concept, though, as any other spell that you're doing, including a witch's ball. When you add something, you need to speak that intention into the bag. Now, with a mojo bag, what you would do is you would speak into the bag and say, you are now alive, you represent this, and you have to feed it. So, like alcohol, I see fed a lot. If you put lodestones in there, you have to feed your lodestones with magnetic dirt. So you can order all of those things online. But this is a mojo bag. Now, where do you get a bag for a mojo bag? Well, the honest thing is you can make them yourself like I made this one. I actually made this bag as a small tarot bag, and then I ended up putting some supplies in it. But I sew these all the time, so if you're in desperate need of a bag, just let me know. You would want to select a color or a pattern or a fabric or whatever that is suitable to your needs. I like white because white is magically neutral. So I like to get the uncolored, natural little you could also buy them at Hobby Lobby, Michael's, or any other craft store, but they're like little sachet bags that are made of like burlap, and they're natural colors. So I like those because natural is neutral also for the magic. So you can put that in there. You can draw a sigil on it then and put a sigil that represents the entire spell that you're doing in addition to whatever's in there. You can actually put your sigil inside your mojo bag. Now, not all mojo bags, to me, there's a difference between a mojo bag and a spell bag, okay? So a mojo bag is when you are actually working hoodoo. It's a hoodoo thing. I don't practice hoodoo, but it becomes a living being, okay? So that's the difference there. It has to be fed. With a spell bag, you can just take a bag, and it's just like a witch's ball. You're going to put your intentions with your items. You put your item in, you speak the intention, you enchant that, you put your visualization into it, and then you close it up. And usually it's worn or carried on the person or kept around the person, put under the bed or kept someplace where it won't be disturbed. And a spell bag can be deconstructed. Once it's no longer needed, again, you just take the items out. You either dispose of them some way. I know some people will bury a mojo bag in a cemetery because it's considered a living thing. So you'll bury your mojo bag in the cemetery when it's no longer needed. So this is Honey. She's only a puppy. She's only 2, believe it or not. She's still in that puppy phase. Chews everything she can get her mouth on. She's after my vegetable discs right now. And she desperately wants to sit on my lap. Don't chew anything on my desk. You know better than that. I know, but you know better. Look at your toy. Look at your toy. She's actually incredibly smart. Very, very smart. Where's your toy? Did you take your toy out of the room? Your little goober. So anyway, that is the gist of mojo bags, spell bags, and witch balls. Very basic, probably one of the first spells that people learn is how to put one of these together. So, like I said, get creative with it. You can put different colored ribbons to represent different things. Like I said, sometimes I like to put different colored glitter to refract out, the energies that I want. So if I'm wanting high spiritual vibration and passion, I'll put red and purple glitter in there. And like I said, I like to put blue in there and kind of swirl it around. you can make them look really pretty, or you can just let it sit inside the ball like that. That's how it works. So it does need to be hung somewhere near a door or a window typically, but I actually hang them all over the place. Sometimes I even put them on my Christmas tree. So you can have magic at Yule and your family won't even know. So again, you can add in any crystals, you can add in chips of selenite, but you need to be clear with both of these. The important thing is to be clear about why you're using what you're using, what is its purpose in your spell, and that you're speaking and visualizing that intention as you put it in there. That's going to be the key thing that makes the spell work. Because if you're just throwing stuff in there, oh, I've heard this is good for this and this is good for that, you don't really have that intention and you're not speaking that intention to your spell, then it's probably not going to be very effective. So keep that in mind. I suggest if you're new to this, you sit down and you make a list of, well, these are some correspondences. I know that selenite is good for, boosting spells. And I know that quartz is good for clarity of thought. And I want to put a Mojo ball next to my desk where I'm going to be studying for school or doing my work. So, but I also have somebody over here in my cubicle that doesn't, that I don't care for, that doesn't like me. So I'm going to put some rosemary in there to protect me from the negative energies of that person. And so you make a list, right? And then you decide, okay, well, maybe I want to put a little bit of silver glitter in there to reflect back anything negative that people might be sending my way. And so I'm going to do that, and refract out my positive energies. So I'm going to put that in there, right? And so you make a list, and then as you put those ingredients in, you speak that to that spell. That I found was very helpful to me when I first started out. And then I found that I would take those pages and put them into my grimoire. Later on, I ended up rewriting them as actual spells once I got a little more comfortable with spell writing. But that is a spell. You're writing it out, you're putting its intention, you're telling your ingredients, you're putting in the intention, and then you're talking about how you constructed it, right? What order did you put it in? Does it matter? Maybe not. But what's really key is how you do it. If to you the order is important, then it's important. Put that in your grimoire. And I think that that's probably all I have to say about that subject right now. Thank you so much for watching, and blessed be.